What does a vice president of HR do? Hey there, my name is Josh. I'm the founder of HR University. And before we jump in here, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and that way you don't miss any of our videos and lessons on how to become a great HR professional. So the VP of HR leads the HR department by establishing policies and SOPs for human resources. In addition, the vice president of HR is the most senior stakeholder in an organization. Since the HR department serves as the backbone of an organization, the department needs a subject matter expert to handle and supervise fundamental operations. And the vice president of the HR department is a liaison between the upper management and employees and helps create a healthy work environment by ensuring that employees' concerns are addressed and workplace conflicts are resolved equitably. And a VP of HR has a complex and high authority role. Therefore, if you plan to become one, you must exhibit excellent HR knowledge and expertise. And the VP of HR reports to the CEO or president and plays a critical role in shaping the company's culture, managing talent, and ensuring compliance with employment laws and regulations. As a VP of HR, you must ensure that the organization has the talent it needs to progress and evolve. And a VP of HR works with the HR director and other executives to develop and execute comprehensive human resource strategies to align with the company's goals and objectives. And a VP of HR collaborates with executives to develop goals and missions, identifies key performance indicators and success metrics, and develops the company's staffing budgets. They also supervise the HR management teams, maintain laws and regulations, and develop and implement employee compensation strategies. Now let's go ahead and explore the VP of HR responsibilities in more detail here. So the VP of HR identifies the organization's needs and develops a set of requirements that a candidate for a position must have to ensure that the hired individual is beneficial for business growth. And the VP of HR leads the way by creating a detailed description of what they are looking for in a candidate. After all, it's up to them to hire the top talent, and overseeing HR matters holds primary significance. And the VPs of HR are responsible for developing compensation plans that are fair, competitive, and align with the organization's overall goals and objectives. They set employee salary ranges, design bonuses and incentive programs, and create compensation packages such as equity grants or profit-sharing plans. And a VP of HR stays up to date with the latest compensation trends and best practices in the industry. They also conduct market research to understand how other companies compensate their employees and use that information to create competitive compensation plans to attract and regain the right talent. And this is one of the most crucial responsibilities that they perform because it encompasses an individual's livelihood. Reviewing organizational policies for legal compliance is also an important responsibility of this position. And the VP of HR must stay up to date with federal and state as well as industry-specific laws and regulations related to employment and human resources. And they review and update existing policies to ensure that they comply with current laws and regulations for continued legal compliance. And the VP of HR also develops new policies to address emerging compliance issues or organizational challenges. They work with legal personnel to ensure new policies are effective and compliant with the law. And they create company policies that align with the overall goals and values of the organization, as well as comply with relevant laws and regulations too. And since a VP of HR is a top leader of human resources, leading the HR department is the first and foremost responsibility for them. And for this purpose, they develop HR strategies that align with the organization's overall goals and objectives. And they also identify gaps, develop recruitment and high employee retention strategies, and create employee engagement programs. They guide HR personnel in setting performance goals, providing feedback, and creating development plans for growth. A VP of HR also manages the HR department's budget and resources for talent staffing and investing in the right technology to support HR operations. And they also maintain a positive work environment within the HR department and also throughout the organization. And that includes creating a culture of respect, inclusivity, and teamwork. And a VP of HR has a significant role in developing, implementing, and maintaining the company's strategic initiatives. They work closely with other executives in developing strategic plans to shape the company's overall culture and values. And one of the VP of HR's duties is to offer strategic direction to the company. And they do so by giving insights into how the organization can recruit and retain talent, and what specialized training initiatives are necessary to shape employee skills into the organization's benefits. Therefore, the vice president stays on top of current industry trends and strategic HR and provides strategic guidance when needed. And their direction helps improve recruitment, performance management, compensation, and benefit plans, as well as employee training programs and leadership development initiatives. And another fundamental responsibility of a VP of HR is to provide guidance and support to employees. They work to handle difficult situations, such as dealing with potentially toxic staff and managing disputes among workers. And they work to identify and mitigate risks associated with sensitive issues such as discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. And when conflicts arise, the VP of HR conducts meetings with the employees involved in the conflict, listens to their concerns, and proposes a mutual resolution plan that can work for everyone. However, if a conflict involves allegations of discrimination, harassment, or other misconduct, well, the VP of HR conducts a thorough investigation of the matter. And that involves gathering information from all parties involved, documenting the findings, and taking appropriate action to resolve the issue and prevent future incidents. In sensitive cases, the VP of HR also takes disciplinary actions to ensure a safe working environment and maintain the organization's reputation. And they're also responsible for developing and maintaining clear, consistent, and fair policies and procedures that outline employee steps during challenging times. And the VP of HR provides training to senior management as well. And this can focus on their communication skills, problem-solving techniques, and strategies for constructive and productive conflict resolution. And the VP of HR is responsible for managing these actions, ensuring they are consistent with, again, companies' policies and legal requirements, and also communicating them to all parties involved. And this role also takes charge as it requires excellent leadership, communication, and as we mentioned, strategic planning skills. It is their responsibility to build healthier relationships with other executives and stakeholders within the organization. And they work to understand their vision, missions, and objectives, and find a way to align HR strategies with the broader organizational goals. And they make sure that HR listens to employee concerns and understands their needs. And that involves things like actively seeking feedback and input from employees at all levels of the organization and using that feedback to improve company strategies. While it may not seem like a VP of HR is in charge sometimes, they are the ones who have to approve all of the hiring or firing decisions sometimes, because these types of actions can have enormous implications for departments and the company environment. And often the VP will conduct exit interviews with outgoing employees, particularly executives, before they leave. In these interviews, they strive to know the real reasons for the individual's exit, so that information helps design improved retention strategies in the future. And based on the received feedback, they also set clear goals and objectives for the HR department that align with the organization's overall strategy and are measurable and achievable. And HR is a constantly evolving field. And for a VP of HR, it's important to embrace changes and be open to new ideas and approaches. And for this purpose, they work to integrate new technologies and develop new policies and HR strategies. And the VP of HR promotes diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace. For this purpose, they develop and implement DEI training programs, create policies that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion, and ensure that the organization's recruitment and retention practices are inclusive. And the VP of HR works to create an environment where employees feel comfortable sharing their experiences and perspectives. And they encourage and promote an inclusive culture that values differences, fosters respect, and encourages dialogue. They also develop diversity recruiting initiatives, anti-discrimination policies, and unconscious bias training programs to educate employees on the importance of DEI and provide them with the tools to promote diversity and equality in the workplace. And there we have it. We just went over all the responsibilities of a VP of HR, and now you have a much better understanding of what they do. And if you feel like you have just that, make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel. And that way you don't miss out on any of our videos and lessons on how to become a great HR professional. Again, my name is Josh. I'm the founder of HR University, and hopefully I'll go ahead and see you on some of our other lessons and videos where you can learn all there is to know about becoming a great HR professional. Cheers.